right, set your stuff aside. Here we go, warm-up number 109. And today we're moving on to another section of the discrete probability, so make sure you stay focused. Practice the variation and your Z-score for that data, 45, 13, 27, 1, 39, and 55. Do some time, copy and go. All right. So warm-up 109 is done. Copy the agenda. We're still in the middle of discrete probability distribution. Today we're going to move on to revisiting mean, variance, and standard deviation, but now applying it to binomial probability. You're like, oh snap. Oh snap is right. And tonight's home play, only 6 problems. Oh snap. Do you guys use that anymore? No? Bring it back. Oh snap. How about that? All right, copy that code for the home play. Once again, the agenda, you already copied that. There it is. And there's a code ID2YQ. 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 All right. Last night's home play were those 2 problems. Tonight, it's only 6 of them. All right, here we go. I can define and compute discrete probability distribution. Get a Cornell note ready, please. This one's going to go fairly fast, so stay focused. Bless you. I can define and compute the discrete probability distribution. Still in the middle of that. Bless you. Bless you. Bless you. All right. Once again, we know what probability is, classical, empirical, subjective. We talked about variables. We know the difference between discrete and continuous. We talked about the probability distribution, what each component is. From there, we talked about formulas for the mean, variance, and standard deviation for probability distribution. Now, you guys remember all the work that we did for this, yes? Yes, Mr. Q. All right. But then we went into binomial distribution, and I gave you a new formula. We did some of those examples. Then we came back 2 days later to talk about the at most and at least. Yes, that was yesterday. All right. So now that brings us to, once again, binomial distribution. However, we're going to be looking at mean, variance, and standard deviation. Now, I could have you use the previous formulas that we used, and you can find all those 3. But let me give you some shortcuts. Y'all ready? All right, write these down. Mean, variance, standard deviation. Write those down, do some time. All right, so as you're writing those down, once again, remind your neighbor what N stands for. What does N stand for, Fernando? Yeah, the total numbers. That is correct. Remind your neighbor what P stands for. What is P? You just did it yesterday and days before. What is P? Remind everybody. Fernando, pass on one. Joseph. Yeah, success. And that one is represented in percentage, but we usually use a decimal or a fraction. So if that is true, remind your neighbor what Q stands for. Everyone? Yes, that's the failure, or the complementary of P. And once again, P plus Q should equal to what? Remind your neighbor. Should equal to 1. Bah. So if P for here was 23, you just subtract 1 minus 0.23. That gives you the failure. Okay, we got this? Yes? And pretty straightforward. Mean, N times P. Variance, N times P times Q. And at the end, to get the standard deviation, square root of that. All right? With that said, copy this one. Example 1. What's that? No, just write the, just write the first sentence. Example 1, a coin is tossed 4 times. Thank you. A coin is tossed 4 times. And for today, I'm not going to ask you to find the probability, but I am going to ask you to find the mean, variance, and standard deviation. So what do we need? We need an N. We need a P. And we need a Q. All right, so how many times are we tossing the coin? So N is 4, okay? So let's finish reading. It says, find the mean, variance, and standard deviation of the number of heads. Okay, so what would be the success rate for falling on heads? 50% or 0.50, that is correct. Therefore, Q is 0.50. All right, so find the mean, variance, and standard deviation. All right, what do I write for the mean? Help me set it up. Jaden. 4 times 0.5 or 0.50. All right. So the mean is 2. All right. All right. Help me with the next one. Illy. What do I write? Four times 0.5 or 0.50 times 0.50. Everyone, what is that? 1. That is correct. And last but not least, to find the standard deviation, tell your neighbor what to do. Yeah, square root of 1, which is 1. From 1 to 5, how comfortable are you with mean, variance, and standard deviation? 5s, right? All right. Let me send you the screen so you can send me your notes. Make sure you're taking copious notes. Give me a second. All right, let's move on to number 2. Copy this one, just the first sentence. A die is rolled 480 times. A die is rolled 480 times. Okay? And then also write the number of 3s, because we need to find that. The number of 3s. So let's see, this one's going to be a little bit interesting. You got N, P, and Q. All right. Let's see. N for Lenny. What is N? 480. So far, so good. Okay. So now let's think it through. It says, find the mean, variance, and standard deviation of the number of threes when you roll a die. So think about it. What would be P? Tell your neighbor. What would be P? P is, Lenny, pass someone. It's a die. 0.16 or 1/6. You can leave it as a fraction, yes? So if this is a success rate, tell your neighbor what Q is. Everyone, 5/6. All right. Therefore, find me mu, variance, and standard deviation. All right, check your work so far. 480 times 1/6 is 80. Is that correct? And then 480 times 1/6 times 5/6. So this is 80 times 5/6. That's 400 over 6. You should end up with 66.6. Yes? You guys want to round or what? Yeah? All right, let's round to 66.7. Then at the end, square root of 66.7, approximately, calculators calculate. All right, what'd you get for that, Joseph? What is it? 8.16. Hands, have you got something like that? All right, not bad, not bad. Let me send you the screen so you can send me your notes. All right, and one more example just to make sure we got this. For this one, don't copy the problem. Start with N, P, and Q. N, P, and Q. N, P, and Q. All right, tell your neighbor what N, what P, and what Q are. All right, let's see, what is N, P, and Q? Chelsea, go. 8,000, and then, point what? Said 0.02. Yeah. When you do 0.2, that one is actually 20%. So it's 0.02. Yeah. All right. Therefore, Q is 0.98. All right. Therefore, find me the mean, variance, and standard deviation. All right. What you get for the mean? Pass someone, Chelsea. 160. 160. What you get for the variance? Pass it to someone. What was it? I'm sorry. 0.8. Hands, if you got something like that. Looks about right. And now we need the standard deviation. Pass someone. Peyton. Chelsea. 12.5. Approximately. All right, looks about right. All right, send me your screen. Give me a second. All right, so now we saw all different views of mean, variance, and standard deviation according to a binomial distribution. So pretty straightforward with a little shortcut, right, that we got. So from 1 to 5, how comfortable are you with that? Yeah, 5s. Therefore, home plate for tonight. There it is. So I'm going to leave that on your screen. And we have plenty of time for practice or to finish. So let's get cracking. And I'll stop the video right there. Those of you that are following online, just get some practice in. And see you guys later. Bye.